Kitchen Knitter podcast. I'm Suzanne, and this is where I share what I've been knitting and sewing. I haven't any finished things, no surprise there, but I thought I'd come on and show the progress I've made with some things, and I've allowed myself a couple of new cast-ons. I have been sewing, but I can insert some photographs of the two dresses. They're the same old, Ellis or Hattie, can't remember which, in a Merchant and Mills fabric. I've got another one cut out ready to sew, but I think maybe I should broaden my horizons and and make something else. But they're so easy. I like the fit. I like how they look. And they are so easy to do. They're not fussy at all, and I really don't like fussy clothes. I don't like fitted clothes because I'm not the shape for fitted clothes. So I'll pop and I'm also making a little lunar lapin rabbit as a present. That's in pieces. It's all on the sewing table at the moment. I hope to finish that today, and before I upload this I could maybe pop a picture in, but it is mainly knitting. Well, it is knitting today. So I'll show you the progress I've made on my Jakers. I still haven't found out how you pronounce that. Maybe it's Yakers. I'll show you that's the spelling. I think I showed it on my last podcast, and it's by Isabel Kramer, and it's a top down with and you've got a little bit of detail on the cuff there as well, which you can just about see, and then the pattern at the top. The light isn't very good today. It's very dull, and well, we're in the northwest of England, aren't we? It's very dull. The sun came out for a nanosecond and now it's gone back in it. I don't think we're going to get rain. It's just very, very cloudy, and it's trying to brighten up. It's very windy. We've had some quite windy weather in the last couple of days. Anyway, that was the weather forecast. Very British, talking about the weather. This is my progress so far. I did have to start again. This isn't my progress since the last podcast. I haven't had to pull it out. I've actually sat down and concentrated on what I was doing. That's the pattern there. It's lovely. And there's some German short rows in there, and this is the neck. And I don't really want to stretch it too far because it'll boing off the needles, but I'm hoping I've made it big enough. Anyway, I'm really, really enjoying that. I think it'll look nice over dresses. I think I could wear this in the summer, late summer, on a cool evening or something like that. This is the yarn I'm using, and it's coming out a lot. Now that's a bit better. That's more of the colour. It's light grey, and it's yarn by Woolen Twine. It's I'm not sure if this is the I don't think this has been dyed. I think this is undyed, and it's the result of combining Shetland and Romney. I think I might have said Romsey. It's Romney. And lovely label. So I bought 5 skeins of this. I should have enough, but I don't think I'm going to do it as long as that. I think it comes down below. She's wearing it with jeans, and I think it's coming down below the waistband of the jeans. I think they're low slung, so I think I might crop it to my waist, to where my waist is, if I can find it, and then I can wear it with dresses then. Oh, I'm showing you the folded up bit. So that's my progress on that, and I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying knitting it, and I'm loving the feel of this wool. It's really, really lovely. So it's knit on 3.75 needles. I use I've got a pack of, my husband bought me a whole set of Knit Pro. I have got some, I think it's a Symphony that are fixed circulars, but he bought me a whole set of the interchangeables, and I use most of them. I have used most of them. So that is the progress on the, I'm hoping perhaps next time I podcast it might be finished, or certainly nearly finished. In my lovely woolen nature bag, beautiful plant dyed linen, just gorgeous. So that's that. Another project that I'm making a little progress on is the shawl, the Winterberry shawl by Sister Mountain, and that's the I think there's a better picture on this, because you bought the pattern separately, but it was Alex from Alex Collins Designs who was selling the yarn. You could buy this sort of oatmeal beige colour. I like to use the word beige, but or like a burgundy, and I went for this one. But you could also buy a bag as well, and one of Alex's lovely bags. But I decided I had enough project bags, and so I just bought the yarn. And the yarn is from the Fibre Co, and it's Cumbria Fingering Into the Hills, and it is the colourway Blencathra, and it's 90% wool and a 10% mohair, made in Peru. And it's really, as you can see, there's a little bit of a halo from the mohair, so it's not itchy at all. It's absolutely lovely. And this is my progress on the shawl. I should have put a marker in as to where I was when I last showed it to you, but I think I was somewhere down here, I think. And that's it so far. You cast, you do all the increases, I should say, increase stitches on one side, and this sort of just gently slopes. It's not perfectly straight. According to the schematic, it just gently slopes, and there's the, so it's, and that's the pattern. Very easy pattern. I think I've overdone the stocking stitch here, but I'm not going to take it out. I think I wasn't concentrating there, and I've just done too many rows. But I'm not going to bother about that. It may not be wrong, but I'm not sure. So that's the, and this is, well, I had this marker in just to make sure I was on the right side, but I know what the right side is now, so I don't really need it. I find they pull at the yarn. So I'm looking forward to finishing that. I think it might be a nice, again, another late summer shawl, or autumn. But I love the colour as well. Yeah. I think the nearer I come to the camera, the better. I've got all the lights. I've got my lamps on. I've got the overhead light on. But it was just too good an opportunity not to take while my husband was out, because he does clatter about, and he probably will burst in. Although I hope this podcast isn't going to be too long. I'm trying to keep it to half an hour. Another, I've made very small progress on I'm just making a pair of very plain socks, and this is in Woolly Mammoth Fibre Company. That's the label, and it is natural sock, 50% Cheviot, 50% Blueface Leicester, and it was dyed in Northern Ireland, and it's gorgeous. This is the colourway. Well, you get a little mini, and so that together the colourway is tankered. So I did intend, and I forgot, to just do a couple of rows in this at the top, and then I'm going to make a slouchy sock, make it longer, slouchy, and then so I'll put this in the toe. I'm not sure I'll do it in the heel. I don't know if I remember. I tend to just carry on knitting and then realise I haven't used it. So, but I think that's really nice. So that's my progress on. I'm using the Winnick Mum pattern. It's just a very plain pattern, very easy pattern to follow, and I'm just going to make it longer. So that's that. So I decided I would, because I had 3 projects that I wasn't making a huge amount of progress on, I cast on. I was watching Paula's podcast, Stitched by Mrs. D, and she had made the Ziggy Shawl by Huggy Locatelli, and that's it there. And Paula's was beautiful, and I thought, I like that, so I'm having a go at this. Again, there's not much to show. I'm only just into the pattern now, and I'll show you the wool in this in the skein rather than the ball, because I think you can see it better. And I'm using this. It's 2 skeins, so I've balled one up, and this is the other one, and this is from Sherry Iris, and it's 4-ply sock, and the colourway is Seed Heads, and you can see it's lovely. It's coming out lighter, but it's like caramelly. You've got the little speckles of for the seed heads, but it's a lovely caramelly, like a deep caramel, and then a pale pinky beige. It's very hard to describe, actually. I wish you could see it better on the camera. It's absolutely lovely. Seed heads. So this is what I've done so far. I have literally just cast on, and I've done the setup, and now I'm into the first 20 rows of pattern, and then I think you do some garter, and then you do another 20 rows of pattern. I think that's it. Yes, you can see there's the pattern, and then there's the garter, and then there's the pattern. So it's 20 rows of the pattern. Lovely. So this is what I've done. It's a bit fiddly when it's so small, but there you've got a sort of a central stitch, like a stocking stitch, and then the pattern to the side. And that is to tell me which is the right side. And now that I'm patterning, I can see which is the wrong and the right side. But I've just until I got going. And it's you knit the end 3 stitches. It's lovely. So that's it all, and that's it. It all fell apart. I've had to sort of rewind the ball a bit. A lot fell off, but it's you can see. Yeah, really nice. Lovely. And this is superwash merino and nylon. So that's that one. Oh, the other cast on in my basket. I jumped on the bandwagon because everyone is knitting this, and it does look so lovely. And it's the Sophie shawl. Now I'm knitting the largest one. You get 3 sizes. So I'm knitting the very big one, which I think is that one. I'll wrap it a few times around the neck. Lovely. And there were 2 suggestions for wool on the pattern, and I chose one of the suggestions, which was Sandnesgarn alpaca wool. Saying that in my best Norwegian, and that's it. And it's a gorgeous colour. You get a number, and I'm assuming that that's the shade, and that's the lot, the dye lot there. And it is 65% alpaca and 33% wool, and it is produced in Norway. Yeah, and it's washable. It's lovely and soft, it's beautiful, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous soft grey. So this is my progress so far. Put it all in a basket. It was 300 grams, so I bought 6 balls. I think I've got the yardage is, do you know, that's something I didn't check. You get 100 meters. Oh yeah, I'm using the wool, so of course there will be enough, won't there? Because she will, Petite Knit will have done her homework. I don't know what her name is actually, but it's Petite Knit, prolific designer, and this is how much I've done, which in the great scheme of things, but it's something I want to knit on all the time. I just think, oh, I'll just half an hour, and it's just such a lovely pattern. It's so easy, and this is gorgeous yarn to use. So, and it's a paid for pattern, so I can't give too much, but that is an inbuilt I-cord, which is great because I don't do very neat I-cord bindings. They're a bit loose and loopy, but that is, I'm quite pleased with that. So that's my Sophie shawl. So those are the things that I'm knitting now and focusing on. I'll do some sewing this afternoon. Like I said, I've taken the week off, and I've just been pottering. I mean, I had great ideas of cleaning out cupboards and all sorts of things, but I lay down in a darkened room with a flannel on my head, and it passed. I mean, to be honest, I sort of do a cupboard at a time, just when I feel like it, or I can't find something, so I'm rooting around and thinking, I can't find it because this cupboard is a mess, and so I sort it out there and then. Anyway, there are a couple of cupboards of doom in this house, and there was a drawer of doom, but I sorted that out. I had a good clear out. It's one of those drawers where I just keep this, it might come in useful. And I thought, I've had it for 6 months and it hasn't come in useful. It's going. It's either going to the charity shop or it's going to the tip. So yeah, well, my husband cleared out the garage as well. We had a shift around of stuff in the garage so that he could get a new workbench. Well, he could get, no, it's not so much a new workbench, another workbench. He wants 2, he needs 2 apparently. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago we went to Lisbon for the weekend. Very nice, lovely, lovely time. The weather was beautiful. We just walked around the city, and it's quite a feat to walk around the city because everything's up a hill, and you get to the corner and it's up another hill. You do eventually come down these hills, but oh boy! And we went to a Portuguese mass in the cathedral, the main cathedral. There are a lot of cathedrals in Lisbon. We asked a taxi driver, no, it was the bus driver, if he was going to the cathedral, and he said which one. But this was the main one, and it's a lovely, beautiful cathedral. And of course, we had no idea. So he had an idea of what they were saying, but it was Portuguese. But it was absolutely lovely. The choir sang beautifully, you know, almost professionally. It was so lovely, and it was a sung mass, and you know, sung Eucharist. That they were singing parts of the mass, and it was absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. It was quite nice just to sit and let it wash over you. It was lovely, even though you had really very little idea what was being said. It's lovely. I mean, they handed out an order of service to us, but of course that was in Portuguese. But it was absolutely lovely, and we had a lovely weekend. But on the Saturday, Mike said, "Come on, let's go and look for this wool shop you've been talking about." And this is Retrosaria Rosa Pomor. and I think a couple of podcasters have talked about this particular wool shop and this business run by two women, because they source all the heritage breeds in Portugal, and they have collaborated with La Bien-Aimée, La Bien-Aimée. No, it's La Bien-Aimée, and they've sourced the wool, had it put into hanks, and then it's been dyed in Paris by Amy, who used to have a shop in Paris, but I think she's closed the shop and just concentrates on hand dyeing now. So we found it, and I'll pop a picture in here of me truffling through the drawers. Looking at the yarn, and well, it would have been rude not to make a purchase. So I bought 3 skeins, and I bought the Mondim, the collaboration with La Bien-Aimée, and I bought this hank, and I think it's the colourway is Sans Sock. I don't know, but it's lots of greens, different shades of greens, and then it goes into sort of like lavender, very dark lavender. There's a way of describing it. There is such a thing as a dark lavender. It's very, but it's mainly greens, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I think I might make my husband a pair of socks out of these, because he was quite patient with me in the shop. I was there for a while, picking things up, putting things down, and you know, looking at things, and then going back again. And so I think I might make him some socks out of this. So I bought that, and foolishly I didn't really think about any patterns or anything, so I didn't buy any of their other yarn. They have another brand, but I believe Tribe Yarns sells it in London. I'll be able to buy some on the internet. Yeah, but they sold Jameson and Smith as well. They had a big collection of Jameson and Smith and Tuka wool, but I only saw the minis in Tuka wool. I would have bought some skeins had they had skeins. I don't buy very many minis, simply because I don't particularly want stripy socks. But you know, there's a couple of cows. The litmus cow you can pick with minis, and a 100 gram for the other, which I'm going to do. I think I showed on my last podcast some minis I'd won in a giveaway. Beautiful minis from Blue Fern Yarns. So it's just matching up another colourway that the minis would be the stripes, and then have the like a basic colour going through. And I need to source the wool, because I want it to be the same. I want it yak. It's yak based, and I'd like yak based yarn. I think Les Family Yarn do so. I'm not ready to knit it yet, so I haven't researched it. So, and the other skein I bought was this one, and this one is called Smoke, and they both say they are 100% Portuguese wool. It doesn't say what breed, just 100% Portuguese wool, and sourced, scoured and milled in Portugal, and then dyed in Paris. But this one is Smoke. That's really lovely, that one. It's got sort of, goes a bit darker in places, and it's really lovely. So that'll be a pair of socks, but I think I might make another pair of slouchy socks. I'm quite liking the idea of slouchy socks. Very 80s, isn't it? But they're nice with leggings, just pottering about the house. And then I bought this one. I would have bought more had they had it, but they only had this one skein, but I thought I absolutely love this. It's called Stormglass, and it is by Manos del Uruguay, my best Spanish, and it is the Fino, and it is extra fine merino and silk, and it feels beautiful. It's 70% merino, 30% silk. So I'm going to knit myself. It'll have to be socks, won't it? I don't like one skein shawls, so they're too small. So I think I will knit another pair. So there's 3 pairs of socks in the making. This is beautiful. This is me in a hank. This is me in a skein. gorgeous inky blues and greys. Love it. And it's so soft and beautiful. Blue's a bit paler there. Lovely. So I was very pleased with my purchases, and it's a lovely shop. It's very artisanal. It's they don't have heaps of yarn hanging about. And when we were there was a workshop going on. I think it was an embroidery workshop, because the lady next to me at the counter, when one of the other ladies, one of the owners was looking to see if she had any more of this. They were buying embroidery needles, so I think it was an embroidery workshop, and there was quite a few. There was quite a few around this big table in the corner. It was lovely, and it's all old, like haberdashers' furniture and tables that the yarn is displayed on, and in baskets and crates and wine boxes, things like that. It's lovely, really, really my kind of shop. It's gorgeous, and but it's an old building, and what I came across, which startled me a little bit, was there's a glass panel in the floor, and you can see down into the basement of the shop, which is very old. But I don't like heights, and I was a bit ooh. I mean, I can't bend over the banisters, and you know, if I'm trying to attract my husband's attention, I can't do it. My legs go cold. I can't feel them, so it was a bit. I was sort of looking at it down, because it was very interesting, but I was sort of looking at it at a distance. My husband stood on the glass and looked down, and I just had a vision of him going through it. But obviously that wouldn't happen. But oh no. So yeah, it was a lovely trip. That was my husband's warm holiday, as opposed to my cold one in Finland. And it was warm. We had beautiful weather, beautiful. We went to Belém, and that was on the Saturday morning. We went to Belém, and we saw the tower and walked along. You overlook, it's a river, and then you can see. Well, I thought it was more of an estuary, really, but my geography's not that good about rivers. But you can see out to sea, but they call it the river. I can't remember what they called it now. Sagash. But and this is where it was Henry the Navigator, and was Vasco da Gama, was he Portuguese? Well, where the navigators left, they left from this bit of where the tower was, and it was also like a fortress as well. It was really nice. It was very interesting, very nice, and it was flat. A bit disconcerting that the train came up the middle of the road, but so we walked back into the middle of the city, the main part of the city. Belém is quite a. It took us about an hour to walk back into the city, and we walked to the monastery, and there was a great queue to get in, so we didn't bother. It was quite hot, actually. It was quite warm, and you were standing in full sun. But anyway, and then we went to the little pastry shop and had a custard tart, which was very nice. I mean, they're not. I mean, you can buy them. You can buy them in Waitrose. But anyway, and they were very nice. They were very sweet. I'm not much bothered about cakes and big sweet things. I like wine. That's my downfall. Wine. Anyway, we had a lovely time, and we on the Sunday we went into the we had some nice meals out. We sat outside eating. We had a pizza one night, which was not very Portuguese, but a lot of the food in the restaurants, it's fish, and some of it. Well, I couldn't even identify what it was. And there's lots of lobsters and things. I'm not terribly experimental with seafood. I like prawns, and I like cod and haddock. I like whitefish, but some of these they look like sea urchins and things like that. They didn't feel. But we had a lovely time. It was really nice, and I'm so pleased with my purchases. So that's about it. I shall insert photographs, hopefully. I say I'll insert them there. They're probably going to come up here, but anyway, I'll have a go. My editing skills are slightly improving, so I will say goodbye. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much, and thank you for all your lovely comments. Really, really lovely, and I try and answer them eloquently. But thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.